Good morning, everyone. It's very early and cold. And I thought about turning on my little radiator heater, and then I thought, well, I actually feel really comfortable right now. The last few days where it was cold, I'll turn that on. And then I would go over to the house, something happened, I come back, and I ended up having a hot flash, and it was so warm in here. And I'm going, why did I do that? So this morning, I'm thinking, oh, I could turn the heat on. It would be a little warmer in here. And I'm going, don't do it. I feel really comfortable. I've got my nice warm robe on. You see, I'm all the way up here. And I feel perfectly fine. I don't need any extra heat right now, right? Yes, because once the hot flashes start again, which seems like right now they start and they don't seem to end. Right? But then I don't have longer periods where I don't have any. I'm not sure what is going on now in my system. Just go with it, right? Anywho, so it's nice and cool. Yes. Winter's coming. Yes. And interestingly enough, 3 things I want to mention. And doesn't have anything to do with. So we had a pretty good long dry spell here, and right after President Trump was elected, it started to rain, and it has been raining on and off. Perfect. Okay, then I saw another one. Where immediately after he was just the president-elect, okay, there were all these points listed on what was already going on. A couple of things, okay, is it true? I don't know. Somebody may have made it up. But if it is true, and I didn't go and check it out, time will tell, right? It'd be a miracle. An absolute miracle, in my opinion. 2 of the things I'm just going to mention, that there's already talks of Putin pulling out of the Ukraine, ending the war. And there is also already something going on with Hamas, right, where they are, nope, now that Trump's president, we're done, we're pulling out, no more, right? Okay, just saying. And then there's a bunch of other points. I'm going, wow, that would be is that really happening already? I don't know. But even if it's just a list where, yep, that's what needs to be worked on, it's great. It's wonderful. Anyway, so. Oh, and then the best one. So, I'm going to be very, very honest here. I had my reservations about President Trump too, but for other reasons than other people. I believe in honesty, integrity, and dignity, and sincerity. And for me, there was just still something missing. Something that truly gave me the, not conviction, but that the direction that we're going with President Trump is right, according to God's point of view. And most that I've seen, it's easy to put a show on now, this, that, and oh my gosh, in a way, both sides, the Democrats and the Republicans, on how they try to get into your head and get you to do what they want you to do. Not because it's the best thing, because it's the right thing, because it's the honest thing. It's because you have to choose sides, right? Yes, and the tricks and the schemes and it's to me they're so transparent, and I just don't like that. Okay, I just don't. And, but I saw something where, and so I asked for guidance. Again, I said, Heavenly Parent, Heavenly Father, Heavenly Mother, okay, whoever, whatever people want to call, the Almighty, Yahweh, please give me some guidance. Let me see something that, or I want to support the right person. I want to pray for the right, okay, I'm saying it wrong. I want to be able to really be able to stand behind someone with, where I see the guidance of God coming through that person as well. Yes, especially in such an important position, this and that. Then I saw something where President Trump talks about mothers. And if you guys haven't seen it, I couldn't share it. I don't know how to copy, clip that. And it was amazing. He says, I quote just one sentence: never, ever hurt or abandon your mother. And he keeps on talking, and it didn't look like he was reading off anything to start with, but then I could be wrong about that. But I could feel his sincerity about it. It didn't sound like it was a scripted or surely he thought about it. How do I want to say that? Yeah. But I felt that it was really coming from his own heart. From his own heart to mind. And in a way, yes, because I know, and that was something that bothered me as well, and how he talked about women. Okay, that one time we're in a private conversation, just saying, men are just, okay, they need to clean that up too. It's just not right. But we're all restoring. And I feel like, I felt as if he really regretted some of the, maybe that had come out of his mouth about certain things. And that was his way of redeeming that. Yes, trying to restore something that he full well know. I should never have said that, no matter if it's in private or public. And I admired that. The whole thing around it to me feels true, feels honest, and it's something that people need to hear, I think. Yes, it's good guidance. It's a great video. I love it. I loved it. I'm going, yep. And that's where I'm building my foundation on. Starting to build that with a relationship with the president the president-elect, who soon will be the president we have now. And I'll ask my heavenly parent to bless and protect him and embrace him with love, so that then he is able to even more so, further so, embrace the people of this country as what are, representative of this country. Yes, and on how that then reaches, of course, out to the world as well. Anyway, so I wanted to share that. Yes. Yeah. Wonderful. All right, we are in the book of Job 35. Now, I want to go back to 34 real quick because it kept rolling around in my mind. The overhead was the three sages have failed to justify God. So here is Elihu, and I think Elihu is very much trying to restore God's reputation here in the whole conversation. But really, when it comes down to, and I admire that as well, okay? I said, Elihu is a little bit like what? President Trump in a way. Okay, all right. Where he's trying to come in and say, wait a minute. Yeah? And he's not just talking to Job. It seems like he's talking to everyone there, right? But he also can't quite get away from putting God in a place that God does not belong. Right? Yes? So anyway, now we are in God's, we are in the book of Job 35, God's transcendence. Elihu continued his speech. He said, "Do you think you can prove yourself upright and establish your uprightness before God by daring to say to him, 'What does it matter to you, or how does it benefit me, whether I have sinned or not?' Very well, I shall tell you, and your friends as well." Okay, what's he going to tell us? "Take a look at the skies and see. Observe how high the clouds are above you. If you sin, how can you affect him? If you heap up crimes, what effect has it on him? If you are upright, what do you give him? What benefit does he receive at your hands? Your wickedness." Oh, interesting. He chooses to use both sides, right? Yes. So if you're sinning out there, if you're doing things you full well know you shouldn't be doing, how does that affect God? If you're a good person and you're benefiting from being a good person, this and that, okay, how does that affect God? That's interesting. That's an interesting question. And then, of course, what's the purpose of life? The purpose of life is to bring God joy. What's the purpose of being parents? Oh, to just have kids and raise them? What happens to the ones that have had their first child? What happens? I know what happened in my life. My range of love expanded, exploded in all directions. So then, as a parent, do I care if my children are doing well or not? When they're doing well, what does that do? Oh, it brings me joy. Oh, thank God, yes, they're doing good. When they're not doing well, or doing things that I think, oh my God, you should never be doing that. Yeah. Does that not affect me? Of course it does. It affects us horribly as a parent. So, we're created in the image of whom? Uh-huh. Oh, so what? God's what? Cold-blooded and doesn't. Okay, whatever. Let them do whatever. Some parents aren't like that. Out there, don't get that. Huh? Even before the birth of their child, how can we get rid of it? That's very terrible. That's an awful thing. But God's not like that. Mm-hmm. All right. Take a look at where we've already done that. Your wickedness affects only your fellows. Well, obviously, from what I just said, I would disagree with that. Your uprightness, other human beings. They too groan under the weight of oppression. They cry for help under the tyranny of the mighty. But none of them thinks of saying, "Where is God, my Maker, who makes glad songs ride out at night? Who has made us more intelligent than wild animals, wiser than birds in the sky?" What makes people think that God does not want to be cared for as well? How does it feel like when you consistently, with the right, proper, sincere heart to mind, give and give and give and give and love and love and love, and nothing ever comes back? Hmm? How does God feel? Wouldn't that make one sad and lonely, rejected, despondent? Where do all of our feelings come from? Oh, they're just part of our DNA, you know, kind of physical DNA, you know. Really? Aren't all our feelings, our spiritual senses coming from somewhere? Well, if they're coming from somewhere, then that means that there's something there that would love to have a proper give and take, right? Okay. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But none of them thinks of saying, "Where is God, my Maker, who makes glad songs right at night? Who has made us more intelligent than wild animals, wiser than birds in the sky?" That's a good one. That's how I bring up the difference between the principles of creation and principles of love are so great. That's how you know, 100% know that God exists. I don't need to know more. And you go on from there. I'm not kidding. That's it. And that doesn't take a whole lot of intelligence, does it? Or knowledge or this or that. Just to comprehend. Comprehend that. That's the bottom line of faith and belief, in my opinion. Okay. My opinion. Cry they may, but get no answer, to be spared from the arrogance of the wicked. Of course, God does not listen to trivialities. Shaddai pays no attention to them. Okay, stop right there. And again, I know how he means this, okay? But again, how is this understood? Of course, God does not listen to trivialities. Wait a second. What about children? Children who pray. You know, especially around Christmas, they have these wishes, and of course, they go to Santa Claus. And, all right. Maybe we'll talk about that another time. As I said, there are things that I don't really agree with, or I wish they didn't exist because for apparent reasons, but they do. And I tried. I asked spirits, so give me an idea, give me something that now, with in a way that some things have been created here on Earth that we invented that are absolute fictions. Give me something on how I can write this without destroying the invention. Okay? And Santa Claus is one of those. And I've been teaching my grandchildren. Okay, my children don't mind because they okay, Mom found another way. Just like when she told them. And my children came and said, "Mom, is there really a Santa Claus?" I said, "Well, let me tell you this. Because I didn't want my children then to go out and tell other children who very much still believed in Santa Claus, and the parents, as I say, you got to be careful what you teach your children or how you talk to your children, and what are they going to take out there to other children." Yeah, see, I was very conscientious about that when I taught my children. And so, yeah, I could have just said, "Oh, thank God they came and asked. Now I can tell them it's all fake," right? But I didn't want to do that because my children's knowledge then, would, if they go out and they say that to, so in a, oh yeah, Santa Claus is coming. No, he's not. No, Mom told us, but that, Santa Claus doesn't exist. You're dumb. They could have done that. I don't know. Children sometimes when they're together, they're pretty cruel to each other, right? Or don't think Pastor knows. Most children don't think Pastor knows. Okay, so this is what I told my children when they came and asked me. I said, "Well, let me ask you something in return. What's more fun? What's more exciting at Christmas time? That Santa Claus exists or doesn't exist? What do you think?" And he goes, "Well, that Santa Claus exists." I said, "Well, there's your answer. Go with it." Right? So, and then, of course, it never came up again. Right? And later on, of course, as they got more older, then they realized, okay, Santa Claus just... But in a way, it kept a... I want to say naivety, or a part of their innocence. alive. Yes? In a way that I ask him in return. Well, it's not something that hurts people out there. This or that. Okay, just saying. And surely enough, if the conversations would come up with other children and they say, "Hey, does Santa Claus exist?" Or yeah, Santa Claus is, yeah. Right? They would never think of then saying, "Oh, Santa Claus doesn't exist," right? Yes, because it's fun. It's fun to just go with it, right? Yes, but yeah. So what about Santa Claus? What did you? How about another time? And I lost my thread, of course. Oh, triviality. So children. When a child has a prayer, what most likely is that prayer going to be about? Probably a triviality to God. Hard to say. God will not pay attention to trivialities because we're so used to not paying attention to the little things, because we have to have big things happening in our lives to be grateful and thankful. Yes. Anyway, so of course God does not listen to trivialities. Shaddai pays no attention to them. That would also mean that, hey, little sins, like white lies, he wouldn't pay attention to that either, would he? Yes. I mean, this goes both ways, doesn't it? Yeah. Again, nah, people, nah. Elihu, you're a bit disappointing here. And how much less when you say, I cannot see him, my case is open and I'm waiting for him. Or his anger never punishes, he does not seem aware of human rebellion. Hence, when Job speaks, he talks nonsense, ignorantly babbling on and on. So again, what Elihu here is really doing, he's not teaching anyone. He's not telling anyone anything good. Like, I was waiting for the guidance, I didn't get it. Rather, now I need to say, Elihu, no doubt you're in spirit world somewhere. No, I have to have a talking to with you. Okay. Maybe that was the one. Sounds like he could hardly contain himself, right? He really wanted to get in there and have a talk and write everything and tell everybody off, basically, right? And I'm thinking, so was that you sticking around? That one day where I'm going, boy, you should have it. It's an interesting way in how I was talking. Talkative mode, and with different talkative mode, I noticed that. Anywho, so yeah, since he's the youngest, he said in the beginning at the end of 35. Well, that was a short one. Ach, dear me. Well, let's not jump the gun. I just take it easy. One more. It has to be done in this way. I mean, if they're really, really short, I did that too together, but really when it comes down to it, we got to stick with the condition, the program. Well, because God has lots to say, and if I jump ahead, I might miss something. Right, Father? Yes, my daughter, he says. Job well done again. The last part here I think is really sad because it really shows on how Elihu's not there to teach. He's actually doing what Job said. And here people will come, trample around on me just because I'm in the state that I'm in. Now they're going to come out and really show their true self. Hence, when Job speaks, he talks nonsense, ignorantly babbling on and on. I have to remember that myself again and again and again. That criticism, just criticism, is not what we should be doing when teaching. Criticizing, right? Or constructive criticism is teaching. And I guess one needs to know what the difference is and practice that. So, yes, when I say what I say here in these videos, I know I am not always on target. I'm not always right. Right? And that sometimes, yeah, my secular nature, the influence of the archangel Lucifer's way of wanting to do things and has influenced us over thousands of years. Yes, that is just the truth. I struggle with that. I struggle to stay aware. That's what we should stay aware of within ourselves. Yes, we're so good at pointing the finger at others. We just are. I'm guilty of that too. But I try to, when I realize it, as I said, that's practice. It's practice, just like anything else. I try to pull back immediately and say, whoa, 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 whoa. Stop. I say to myself, stop. And try to find a constructive way to give what I want to give. In a caring, loving, teachable way. Yes? Yeah. Anyway, so there is that. That's all I have to share this morning. I have a free day today. Okay. And, last thing I'm going to share. Wonderful happened last night. I made dinner and I made cordon bleu. It's a Swiss dish. Would you believe it? Yeah, it comes from the French part. I don't know. I didn't go check that out. And but it originated in Switzerland. And it's okay. I made it a little different. Usually chicken. I used pork, and you fillet it out. You put cheese on it, and then most people put ham, but I didn't have ham, so I would use bacon. And then you roll it up, and then you put it in flour, eggs, and breadcrumbs. Yeah, and then you put it in the oven. And it's delicious. And we had rice with it, turmeric rice, and a salad. And my oldest granddaughter had a friend over. They had moved a couple of states over, and so they get to see each other maybe every 3 or 4 months. And the girl's the same age, and she came over. Oh, she's so beautiful. She's a beautiful girl. And they just, they just played with each other and had fun. She's such a nice girl. Then it came to dinner. I'm going, oh dear me, I bet she's, well, I bet I didn't. But, well, let's see. But I didn't ask, and I just plated it out, and I asked beforehand. I said, "Do you like pork chops and bacon and cheese?" She's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." Okay, all right. I said, "How about breaded chicken?" I said, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah." Okay, and rice. You like rice? She said, "Yeah." Mm-hmm. And I put it down, and both of them ate every bit on the plate and the salad, and I'm so used to it. Gosh, you see it so often, now that children, I don't like that. Da, 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 da. I was really ready for that, and I thought, well, peanut butter sandwiches can make that for her if she doesn't. But she did. Very grateful for it. And then I explained to her why the rice was kind of yellow, orange, the turmeric. Told her that it doesn't really have much taste. It doesn't really have taste, but it's very good for you. She's like, listen, we said, oh, okay. And it was just wonderful to have 2 children at the table who gobbled it up. And I didn't put too much on their plates, just enough so that I felt upset. They should be able to eat that, and they did, and it made me so happy. to have two children at the table with something on their plate that, isn't chicken nuggets or pizza, or, right? Okay, just saying. Hot dogs. And, wow, my heart as a cook just expanded. Just, well, I was so appreciative towards that child and the parents who raised their child like that. I mean, obviously, this girl's growing up in a healthy household. I'm just saying, right? Yes? Yeah. Anywho. And they played so nice together. They just had great fun. And I love it on how my granddaughter, too. She doesn't just take her friends someplace else. She sticks around. It's like she wanted her friend to get to know her Grozy, right? Yes? And we had a really good time together. Anywho, so that's what I wanted to share. Wonderful. That was such a wonderful moment. It's just, okay, all right. I tell you what, it really pays off later in life when you put in these extra miles, extra hours, extra care, extra vigilance when it comes to your children, extra teaching, extra time spent with them. Because you get to enjoy their fruits, their children, as well. In such a fantastic, wonderful, beautiful way. Oh my gosh. All right, enough of my bragging. Am I bragging? I feel like the wondrous thing of parenthood is so played down these days, neglected in many ways. And so I feel like I should share on what people could be missing if. Yes? Anyway. Yeah. Yep. Happy household here. It's a happy household. And it seems as if anyone that's here is very blessed. So the girl was just supposed to be staying for a few hours, and then it turns out then she got to spend the night, right? Yes, it got so. Yes, isn't this great? Yeah. All right, so I know my oldest granddaughter just was like just in seventh heaven, right? Both of them are. And the environment for both of them to just have such a wonderful time. Who created that? Hmm? The parents, of course. Yes. Yeah. All right. I was the forerunner of that. Yeah. No. Hey, it's okay. Pat yourself on the shoulder, on the back for what you deserve. It's okay. All right? Yes. May Heavenly Parent bless and protect you and embrace you with love. And I will talk to you all, God willing, tomorrow.